This boy's story still haunts me, and I have a shocking update on it, because how do you explain a 14-year-old boy going missing in 2007 only to be found 18 years later in prison? When this boy went missing, his family searched everywhere for him. They went to police station, they went to morgues, they went to hospitals, they searched the whole River State, the whole Port Harcourt for this boy throughout 2007, 2008, 2009. At the point, they just gave up because they just assumed he was most likely dead, not knowing that their little boy is in prison 7 times for a crime he did not commit. Because I later went to search for a video that NTA did sometime last year regarding this story, and they went to the correctional facility authorities to interview them to explain why this thing would happen. How come this young boy was in your prison correctional facility for 18 years and yet there was no case file, no charges, nothing? How does that happen? And this is what the man said.
Free, incarceration has obviously taken its toll on Gospel's mental health, such that he cannot even express himself coherently, let alone recall the incidents that led to his being held in prison. Curious about the alleged claim that he was unlawfully remanded, we took it up with the Controller of Corrections, River State Command, Madumere Felix. He says the boy was brought in on June 9, 2010 at the age of 22 with a valid awaiting trial warrant on the case of armed robbery, though he had no casemate, with the name Barry D. Sunday. The question now is, was there any sentence that he should be remanded for 15 years?
When an armed robbery case is filed at the magistrate court.
Mind you, his family is saying that he went missing in 2007 at the age of 14. So even in 2010, he still would not be 20. And what makes it seem very strange is that the file that they are presenting and claiming that is his case file of armed robbery has a different name from this young man. The name on this document that NTA is showing us is saying Barry D. Sunday. This young man's name is Gospel Barry Kinani. The only relation, the only similarity between these two names is that they are both Ogoni names. That is the only thing. But it is not his name, nor is it his age. Because for all we know, according to the family, he is 31 now or 32, which means in 2010, he would have been 17 at most. But this man is saying in 2010, they brought him at the age of 20. So let's assume he was the one. So where was he between 2007 that he went missing to the 2010? But the only thing that makes sense here is that he's clearly not the one, because the names don't tally, nor does the age, nor does the timeline of his disappearance. So who the hell is Barry D. Sunday? Because it's clear that this boy, Gospel Barry, has been 7 times in prison for 18 years for someone else's crime. And that is why a lot of people are suspecting that he was swapped for somebody else who had most likely paid his way out of prison. And to make it more suspicious is the fact that even the young man himself has no memory of how he got there in the correctional facility in River State. He had no memory that, according to him, he remembers playing and he remembers waking up in prison at the age of 14. And even at the age of 14, this is 2007, people has phone numbers, phone day. There was no way he would not remember his parents' name, his address, his parents' phone number or siblings' phone number. So how did they keep him in a facility all these years to the point where he could not even remember his way back home? What did they do to him? Because when the foundation, the people that found him, 360 Heaven Foundation that discovered him, they said they could barely get words out of him. It was a struggle to find out who he was. Like, they just came there to help prisoners who are awaiting trials, only to discover that there is a ghost prisoner here who did not do anything and has no case file in his name, not a single case file in his name, only to discover that he has been missing and his parents have been, his family, they've been looking for him for 18 years, thinking he's dead. His both parents died searching for him, died hoping that he would come back home. They sold all their lands, their properties, hoping that they could find a way to locate their child. They could not. They most likely even died thinking they will see him in the afterlife. They will be disappointed over there, because this young boy at the age of 14 has been in prison 7 times for a case that has no documents. And to make matters worse, the brother, according to his interview, claimed that the people at the prison offices, the prison people or the officials there, are telling him to stop talking to the press, to stop going public with the story, that he's going to get them in trouble, talking about, you've gotten your brother, be satisfied with that, you should be grateful that you will release your brother. Just move on, get on with your life. Don't talk to the press. You're going to get them in trouble. That's their complaint. Instead of them to be worrying, instead of them to... I would assume it's not the same people who were there in 2007 that will still be there now. So why don't they want to understand how this boy got there? Because what are the chances that there are more people like him out there? What are the chances that there are more people like Gospel in various sectors of prison facility across the country? What if this is a scheme? This is what people do. You would think somebody is in prison all the while they're out and somebody else doing time for them there. Because I know these people called lists, they're called roll call. So what name have they been calling this young boy to answer to his name all these years? He has been in prison answering present for his name that wasn't his. And the sad thing is, we're only getting to know the story because he is alive. 18 years is a long time. He could have most likely died in prison and they will bury him and nobody would know. I'm starting to think that most people that have gone missing in this world, some of them most likely are somewhere in prison that they could not reach their family. Either in prison for a crime that somebody else committed or in prison for something else, and they will even die in prison and you would not know. They've all gone on with their lives, not knowing that after 18 years they will get a call that their brother has been found mute, insane in prison. He has lost his sanity. He does not know his own name. He could not even remember where he comes from. He could not even recognize his own siblings. He saw them and could not recognize them. Just laughing, acting like he has lost his head. And his brothers recognized him instantly. Only God knows what they've done to him or what they did to him there as a little child up until this moment where he's getting his freedom back. The group of lawyers suing the federal government for 10 billion naira, and I hope they win. They should sue. In fact, I need everybody for the country pay, drop money. Like, what in the hell? You just took this boy's life away for nothing. And I'm not even worried for him now because he's out now. What about other people who could be in prison serving sentences or time for somebody else that has left already? This is a new fear unlocked. I'm just scared because there are so many ways Nigeria could happen to you. This might just be one of the worst ones, but I still need to know. I still need an answer. Who is this Baridi Sunday that this boy had to serve time for? Where is the Baridi Sunday? Because that's not his name, and he's not 20 years old. So who was the person that arrested the kids? They wrote cop on that document. So who is cop? Who is the officer that brought the Baridi Sunday there? Let them come and explain how this boy, Kinani Gospel, ended up playing the role of Baridi Sunday for 18 seasons in prison. If this organization did not go and do this, even take their time to locate him and find his brother, only God knows if this would ever... if you've ever had a relative that have ever gone missing and you've never found them or found their body, just know that you should start going to check. It's not enough to check police stations alone. Start going to check those facilities, those prisons, those maximum prison. There are so many people there who don't even know that outside of the world they've thought they are dead. Who don't even know that they are looking for them. Who don't even know their way back home. And one thing about these facilities that they can switch you. They can carry somebody from Port Harcourt prison to another place, another state. They used to transfer them like this story, hurtful, painful, and scary, honestly.